Whoopsies. Good morning, y'all. Welcome to another morning routine vlog. As you can see, it is 7:20 in the morning. I normally get up around 6 a.m., 6:30, but since I was filming today, it took me about 30 extra minutes to get everything set up, so it's 7:20. But anyways, I just wanted to take y'all through what my morning looks like as a content creator and as a Christian fashion influencer. So let me set this thing on the stand. My arm getting tired. I'm working a summer internship with this media production company. So I work full-time hours, but I also try and make time for content whenever I can, which means that most of my mornings are when I have to film and edit and script and just plan my content for the week. And so yeah, anyways, today I'm just going to show you what that looks like for me. And not that you should copy me, but I think it can be very beneficial to anyone who's also looking to start content, but you have a 9-to-5 work. You're a college student, you're a high school student, you have other responsibilities. Most people want to go into content creation full time, but you can't just quit all your other responsibilities. You have to learn to balance them first. And then once content creation is at a place where it can actually sustain you, then you can go in full time. And so anyways, yeah, I'm just going to show you what my morning routine looks like as someone pursuing content creation and as a Christian fashion influencer. Like that's been my niche. I've been very successful in that. And so I want to share the behind the scenes of that success. Anyways, as you saw this morning, I always get up and get dressed, brush my teeth, and make my bed. That's very important. But now we're about to get into the word. My quiet time with the Lord is very important. It's something I truly believe, like your first fruits. Everything you do in the morning is the first thing you do in the day. It shows what you really prioritize the most because, you know, this afternoon isn't guaranteed. I'm not guaranteed to make it till noon. So whatever I get done in the morning is what I need to get done for the day. And studies show that your brain actually is the strongest in the morning because there's this thing, I don't know the official term, but it's called decision fatigue, where the more decisions you make throughout the day, the worse your decisions get. And the more you've been using your brain throughout the day, the slower and more tired it gets. And so the most important business decisions or studying or editing or filming, I always get that done in the morning because that's when my brain's the sharpest and that's when I've made the least amount of decisions in the day so far. Anyways, you didn't ask for that information, but I gave it to you for free. You're welcome. Let's get into the word. This year, I set out with the goal of reading all 4 Gospels. So this morning, I read John chapter 4, and one verse that really stuck out to me was verse 13, which says, Jesus answered, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst." I constantly catch myself chasing identity in my views or my grades and even relationships. But just as this verse says, if I keep drinking from this worldly water, I'm always gonna want more. Jesus is the only thing that can truly and fully satisfy me. And that's why I've built my entire morning routine around the fact that Jesus has to be first in my day. Alright, y'all, so the next most important part of my morning routine, this thing right here. You know what this is? It's water. So good. Y'all, water is literally, one sec. Every single morning without fail, I get a glass of water and I drink at minimum 32 ounces every single time I wake up. It's actually the most game-changing life hack in the world because the next part of my morning routine is going to the gym. And so I always have to make sure that I have enough water in my system before I go to the gym, or some mornings I run. Actually, most mornings I run, but today I'm going to the gym because I ran the past like 3 days in a row. There's just something about water in the morning. Honestly, I'm sure there's some sort of study on it because there's a study about everything, but water is just so good for you and it actually helps start your day off correctly. So all of y'all coffee addicts, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. If you want a good morning routine, replace that coffee with water. Cheers. Also, quick life hack, if you want to get better at the water thing, put your phone underneath your water bottle. That way when your alarm goes off, you have to move the water bottle to turn it off. That should remind you. If you're not drinking water at that point, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Which, speaking of, notice how I literally haven't pulled my phone out this entire time. Stay off your phone in the morning. I don't check emails. I don't check Instagram. I don't check my text messages. That's not true. I do. It's a bad habit. Make your first hour of your morning phone device free. I'm gonna put y'all on free game. Like, this is me being vulnerable right now. I'm a huge online Bible person. You're like, dang boy, you must be lukewarm. No, I love having multiple versions of my Bible open at the same time. I love taking my notes handwritten on my iPad with the Apple Pencil, and I love being able to have unlimited notes, unlimited colors, not worry about the writing fatigue for my hand. But in the morning, I don't use my iPad for my Bible because I'm electronic free for the first at least hour of my morning. And I mean, there's so many benefits to that. Not only is it better for your eyes, it's better for your body for naturally waking up. There's just too many benefits, and you're just gonna end up doom scrolling anyways. So get off your phone in the morning. Give yourself at least an hour phone free. At least an hour. Anyways, hour phone free, get some water, get in your word. Next is gym. Earlier this year, I ran a marathon, and it's one of the greatest things I've ever accomplished. So much so that I'm actually training for another marathon this November. So my weekly fitness goals are 3 days a week running, where I either do speed workouts or just tempo runs. And then every Saturday, I try to do a long run, which is a slow run anywhere between 10 and 15 miles. But I try to stay active in the gym, so I lift at least 2 days a week, preferably 3, which gives me enough time to hit chest, shoulders, and triceps on one day, back and biceps on another day, and today is my leg day. Honestly, it's been really challenging trying to balance running and lifting, but I also think it's something that just comes with time. I've slowly started getting used to running and lifting, and I know exactly how much of each my body needs to maintain its weight. Fitness is a huge part of my life, and it is one of the first things I do every morning because I believe that honoring my temple is one of the best ways to glorify God. All right, welcome to the Christian fashion part of my morning. So I get probably anywhere between 5 and 10 packages every week. I get so many packages that the ladies at the office downstairs know my name, and I actually have a really great relationship with them. I've been living in this apartment for about 2 years now. After the first 6 months of getting a package almost every day, they start to know your name. And I've talked with them. They know I'm a Christian fashion influencer. A couple of them are actually believers, and they are very interested in Christian fashion. Like, they've been asking me, like, where's the best places to shop, all this and that. And then I was like, low key, just check out my Instagram page. So anyways, yeah, I love my office ladies. But anyways, yeah, I get packages like every day, pretty much almost every day. I know what these are, but a part of being a Christian fashion influencer is having to manage the people that I say yes and no to. I get maybe 20 DMs a day from Christian clothing brands wanting to send me stuff, and I say no to 98% of them. The reason why is I'm only one person, and I'm only doing this part-time, so I don't have the time to make videos for every single brand that wants to send me something. So I have to be very careful and selective about who I choose to say yes to. Sometimes I get carried away and I say yes to too many brands, and then I end up having to make 10 videos in 1 month, and it's hard, honestly. It really sucks. But anyways, I've been way better about being selective and just being more careful with who I say yes to. And that's part of the job. That's part of being a Christian fashion influencer, or really any content creator. You're eventually going to get to a point where brands want to be on your page. Brands want to be featured. They want to associate their name with your face, image, and likeness. And so you have to be very careful who you choose to say yes to and who you choose to say no to. Anyways, that was a free lesson that you didn't ask for. This first thing, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think I ordered a bunch of pants because I have a lot of summer shirts coming in, and I just realized like my wardrobe is just not good. So I needed to expand it. Okay, perfect. So these are some brown slacks. Yes, these are tough. I was looking for some nicer looking pants, but that were also like dry fit, but they're not sweatpants, if that makes any sense. So This is something I could wear to work. I could wear this to a lot of places. Yeah, this looks good. I'm gonna try these on in a second. And then, I'm not sure what it is. Oh my gosh, okay. Ball knowledge required for this, but these are gas. Another pair of just like business casual khakis I can wear to work, and then navy business casual slacks. I think these are trousers. These, y'all need to see these immediately. One sec. This is my outfit for work. The deodorant I use is Speed Stick. You can get it from Walmart, Target, Amazon. These are my Jordan 1 lows that I'm wearing with my outfit. It's a little unconventional, but I love it. And then this Blue Day Chanel cologne. It's the best summer cologne that's not too strong, and it's also not insanely expensive. A little unconventional, but this is the fit. Let me see if that can zoom in. These are the Jordan 1 lows. I don't even know what they're called. Yeah, a Jordan 1 lows, and then just some black suit pants, and then this Under Armour top. Some of y'all judging me right now saying, oh, that boy is not dressed well, he's not, what is he doing? You're right, yeah, these shoes are crazy and loud, but it's my personality. So I'm gonna make sure the office looks good, but I'm also not gonna give up Keaton and who Keaton is. My personality is these shoes. I love these shoes, and yes, they're loud and crazy, but they're not like disgustingly ugly. So this is business professional, but also Keaton's personality, but also I'm an intern, so I can't look too crazy type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I was filming this vlog, it is already 8:54 and I want to leave for work by 9:30. So we're not gonna have time to film that, but I want to show y'all what my setup normally is when I'm filming Instagram Reel, because I think it's just beneficial for y'all to see what it actually looks like as a Christian fashion influencer who also has a 9-to-5 job, and like what I have to go through in the morning. So anyways, let me show you. The first thing I'm actually gonna show you guys is this right here. This is the DJI Mic 2, and this is the microphone I use for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Every video I make, I use the DJI microphone 2, and that's just because it's so small and minimal, and I'll show you the setup. So it has this magnet on the back, so you can either clip it to your shirt like this with the built-in clip, which I think looks bad. And so you can throw the mic inside of your shirt. I'm gonna turn it on so you can hear how it sounds. You can throw the mic inside your shirt and then put this magnet on the outside. So that way, all you see is this little black dot here, but it's still picking up the audio. And right now I'm talking through the DJI mic. That's what you're listening to at this point in time. So yeah, I wanted to show you that first because next I'm gonna show you, this is the tripod that I use. It is the K&F Concept. I don't know what it's called. It's a basic camera tripod, but it works really well for what I need it for. I can use it for, what in the bad lighting? I can use this for Instagram Reels. I can use it for YouTube. And I actually have a cage on my camera that allows me to just turn the orientation super easily. So yeah, it's just the perfect tripod. I'm actually gonna get a new one very soon. In fact, I just ordered it this morning, but this thing has stayed true to me for the past 2 years, and I'm gonna keep using it as long as it doesn't break. Honestly, it's a really solid option. It also has a phone mount, so if you use your phone to film videos, it has a phone mount as well. It has a really easy release system, and you can actually buy the head of this tripod and put it on other tripods that you have. So that way you can just switch your camera throughout different tripods really easily. So anyways, yeah, I would give this tripod an 8 out of 10. Honestly, it could be a little bit better. Some of the screws have gotten loose over time, which, you know, it was a $70 tripod, so I didn't expect it to last forever. But yeah, it gets an 8 out of 10. The next thing I'm gonna show y'all is actually this big old light bulb right here. I don't know the exact name of this light, but it is actually insane. You can probably see the difference in the lighting when it's on versus when it's off. And this is on what percent power? This is on 14% power. So I could turn it up all the way and then it would probably shatter your screen because of how bright it is. I love it. It is actually very expensive and I wouldn't recommend it to you if you're just starting off in content. But if you are willing to invest in yourself, which I would recommend, yes, you do if you're taking content serious, this is a must-have. The two things I would recommend you buy before you ever buy a big boy camera like I'm using is get a good audio system and get good lighting, because that will make your videos 10 times better. The best camera still looks trash if there's bad audio and bad lighting, but a bad camera can look good with good audio and good lighting. So do with that what you will. This is my favorite light, and the light itself was about, I got it on sale for $200, but it's usually $260. Yes, I know it's expensive. The battery I use on this to make it wireless was about $120. And this stand right here, because it's a really heavy light, I had to buy a heavy duty stand. This stand was about $120 too. So this is like a $500 light setup. You don't need, but I like it and it works really well. Anyways, next light that I need to show you guys, now you can see it. This light right here. This is the newer MS60C, and I put a softbox on it and a diffusion cage on it. I don't have time to get into all the details of lighting, but this diffusion box helps focus the light and not spill everywhere. So this light right here is great for fill light because it fills the room and it fills the background, but it's hard to focus it on a subject. This diffusion filter focuses the light essentially. The light itself is this black box back here. It was about $150, $200. The soft box was about 50 to 80, and then it came with the diffusion and all that. So yes, and then right now I have it on a C stand, which was about $100-ish. So this is a cheaper lighting setup than this one actually, but this one is really convenient because it's flat. I don't know if I showed you that before. So yeah, it's actually kind of dope. But yeah, so that's the lighting, that's the stand. And then let me show you the final setup when it's all said and done. Okay, and boom, this is the final setup for everything. I always set up my chair back here, so I have the plants in the background and this shelf, which I got from Amazon. I can link it below, but this is like my camera storage rack. I have two peripheral lights. This is an Amazon one, and this is a newer. I have this letter K. I love it so much. I got it for like $5. And then this is actually my clothing rack. So whenever I have a brand that sends me something, I usually hang it in the back there. This is what it looks like from the POV of when I'm filming. And if you've seen any of my other fashion YouTube videos, you probably recognize this angle right here. But in the background, these two lights is what power everything. And so I can actually sit down so that you see what I see. Normally I have my iPad right there as a monitor so I can see exactly what the camera sees. And then that's my computer setup in the back. You don't need to worry about that. So that's my setup for YouTube. For Instagram, I set it up basically the exact same way, just again, vertical. The camera I use, I can make a separate video on that because it's honestly very complicated. But just real quick, I use a Canon R8 with a 15 to 35 f2.8 L series lens. If that doesn't make sense to you, then it doesn't need to. You don't really need this camera at all. You can use your iPhone. I'm trying to think what else y'all need. Okay, I can show you guys this. So when I'm making my fashion videos, again, I told you about this rack. A lot of times I'll get a package, I'll unbox it on camera, I put it all on my Instagram page, and then I have a bunch of hangers just like these. So I'll hang it up on here and I will leave it there until I finish filming with it, everything that I need to film. Because sometimes I'll get carried away and I'll start wearing the clothes, so this place and that place, and then I'll just put it in my closet and forget I need to film stuff with it. And so this is the rack I have for stuff that is, I call on deck, or I still need to film with it. That's how it started. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Everything from here to here is my new on deck. I used to put all of my on deck clothes back where I just showed you. That was back when I would get maybe 1 package a week. Now I'm getting 5 packages a week and I don't have space on that rack anymore. So I've started using my main closet. This Praise God hoodie I think is sick. I'm gonna show you all that one. It uses college letters to like make the words. And then this is a knitted jersey from Generation Clothing. It says Jesus Saves on the front. It says Saved by Jesus. Really dope. And then the rest I cannot show you yet because it is unreleased. So yeah, that's my morning routine as a Christian fashion influencer. I hope it wasn't what you expected. Maybe it was. Every single morning looks different. I just want you to know that. Most mornings I actually run. Some mornings I get up closer to 5:30 or 6 a.m. to make sure that I have time to film or edit or script or whatever that looks like. I'm truly grateful and truly blessed to be able to make content and get paid sometimes not get paid, but truly I see it as ministry. I believe that Christian fashion is something that can genuinely spread the gospel. I have started countless gospel conversations by wearing these things to the airport, to my college campus, even to work. I just think like anything that we choose to put Jesus's name on should be high quality to reflect the fact that God calls us to do everything to our best ability. And so I believe when people see a fashionable item or a really good looking piece and it has the name Jesus, it reflects God well. And so that's just part of the reason why I love Christian fashion. I love looking good and dressing up in Christian pieces because it spreads the gospel and it makes me look good. Like, come on now. But anyways, I do giveaways, I post brand reviews, I do unboxings, all on my Instagram page. And so if you're someone who's interested in Christian fashion, make sure to check out my Instagram page. I'll tag it below. If you made it this far in the video, I want you to comment your favorite Christian clothing brand, and I might potentially see if I can get you a piece from them because I don't think many people will make it this far. So if you are hearing these words, comment your favorite Christian clothing brand and you may or may not receive a piece from them. I'm not making a promise. I'm just saying you may or may not. Comment any video ideas that you have or click on the playlist right over here and you'll see more videos just like this. God loves you. Stay blessed.